So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So today in this video, let's try to understand planet Ketu in Vedic astrology. Now this is the single most planet Ketu. If it is in planetary conjunction with any other planet, that is actually going to be a most difficult placement. Any planet that is in conjunction with Ketu. It's much better if Ketu is sitting all alone in your horoscope without any conjunction. Then this is going to be considered as a less karmic conjunction, or then Ketu have the capacity to actually give good results. Whereas if you find Ketu conjunction with any other planets out of all the 7 physical planets, even Ketu with Sun, that is a Grahan Yoga, eclipse combination, not good for your father, for your health, for the self-esteem of a native. If Ketu is in conjunction with planet Moon, not good for your mind, not good for your mother, mental confusion, brain activities are going to be bit cluttered, lot of emotional sufferings are going to be there. If Ketu is in the conjunction with planet Mars, this is also a very scientific kind of a yoga. But Mars and Ketu, they don't perform very well. This is also a significator. Mars and Ketu is actually of killing, cutting, any sort of things that have happened inside the family. Killing, cutting, or any other like difficult family circumstances are also seen with Mars Ketu. Ketu is also not very comfortable with Mercury also. Mercury Ketu is extra level of confusion. This is also going to be a very cyclic kind of a karma, Mercury Ketu, like where you are continuously committing the same mistakes again and again, and there is no escape route. Ketu and Jupiter somewhat is a good combination if you are looking from spiritual aspects, but apart from that part, if you are looking it from family side or family aspect, because Jupiter is the significant of the most of the things. Okay, if you just look at the significance of Jupiter, Brihaspati, control over your marriage, married life, marital bliss, children, family. So if that Jupiter is with Ketu, it means that is going to create that detachment from each and everything. Similarly, Ketu with Shukra, Venus. Okay, this is actually a severe affliction to marriage and married life aspect. Although Venus Ketu act differently in the male chart and then in the female chart. But with Venus and Ketu, this is actually going to make you a more of a realistic kind of a personality. These people are also very emotional. When they get attached, so they get thoroughly attached. They don't know when to set limitations and when to not to set limitations. Similarly, Ketu with Saturn also are not a good combination. This is also some patric karmas, ancestral karmas that are actually present in the horoscope. In whichever house that is posited, it means from that house you need to suffer a lot, or you need to start from zero level. So Ketu with physical planets are actually not considered good. Conjunction of Ketu, I have already made videos of planetary conjunctions. You can watch my playlist like Ketu conjunction with other planets, so you will understand that part. But on the other hand, if Ketu is posited with suppose more than one planet, okay, like conjunction of Ketu with like multiple planets, 2-3 planets are in conjunction with Ketu, so that is also going to create a like never ending kind of a karma with regards to the significance of the house and with regards to significance of that planets. Suppose Mercury is in conjunction with Ketu and Mercury is the controller of your 5th house, so never ending karma of children is connected with you. Similarly, if Ketu is with your 7th house lord, conjunction I'm talking about, 7th house is the house of marriage, married life aspect, never ending karma of that part. And that is the reason this is the planet that matures last at the age of 48. Now, if multiple planets are in conjunction with Ketu, that is also not considered as a good thing actually. Although Dasha, Antardasha is going to play a very important role if you are fortunate enough in your life to not to see the dashas of the planets that are in conjunction with Ketu or directly opposite Rahu also, because these energies are infused in such a way they might appear to be 2 entities but they are one. Okay, So that even the planet that are in conjunction with Rahu and Ketu, so suppose you are in the grip of that entity and you are running most of your life dashas of the planets that are in conjunction with Ketu or with Rahu. So this is going to be a never ending kind of a thing, like things will never end. Things will not change for you. Things might going to be changed from other people, but not from you. So that is quite a difficult placement. Now on the other hand, if for example Ketu is all alone, sitting alone in the chart without any planetary conjunction, although like aspects also going to play a very important role. Aspect means drishti, if any planet is aspecting Ketu, but physical conjunctions are going to create a more impact over the karmic cycles of a native, whereas the mutual aspect of the planet, like suppose you are having Saturn and Rahu conjunction, and then directly opposite is Ketu. So Saturn is also aspecting Ketu, Rahu is also aspecting Ketu. So this is bit different than Saturn with Ketu. You understand? Saturn aspect over the Ketu is a different thing, and Saturn is in conjunction with Ketu is a different thing. So Ketu conjunction with other planets is first of all not considered as a good thing. Although there are going to be some positive things that are also connected with this graha, but this, if I describe this planet in one word, Ketu represents the non-satisfaction. If it is posited in the 11th house of your incoming gains, no matter the amount of money that you are going to gain in your life, you will still remain non-satisfied from the money and wealth part. If it is in the 10th house of your career, no matter if your career is flourishing, you will still remain non-satisfied from the 10th house of your career. And these are the major non-satisfactions. Many people, they are non-satisfied from different things. Okay, everyone is not satisfied with the money. So everyone is not satisfied with money, with their power, with their wealth status, with their family. But Ketu, in whichever house this is posited, this shows the non-satisfaction part is going to come from that particular area. Now, why Ketu is going to do all that kind of a thing? Is this a bad planet, or is this not a good entity? See, Ketu is a malefic planet, just like Rahu. Rahu is also malefic, just like Saturn, just like planet Mars. So Ketu also falls under the category of that malefic planets. Now, malefic planets, they tend to give hardships to the native. And many a times when people, they face some hardship, some opposition, so they have the capacity to experience certain pain. It may be physical pain or emotional pain inside them, and that is why they don't like to receive the pain in their life. But you need to understand one very important thing here. There is a flip side of the coin, okay? There is light and darkness. If, for example, there is no light, okay, then you are in the darkness, then you will not be able to value the light phase. If, for example, you are continuously enjoying your life and very happy going, now if sorrows or pain is not a part of your life, you will not be able to find much satisfaction in that enjoyment. The real enjoyment of life is when you will go through some hardship, some struggles, and then you achieve something. This is the real enjoyment of the life. And Ketu is that kind of a planet that shows the enjoyment in your life that will come after going through some hardships. If Ketu is with Saturn, Saturn is the karka of your career, it means you need to go through lot of hardships in the career part, lot of hardships. But the end result is going to be in your favor. That is the beauty of this planet. Similarly, Ketu with any other planet. Suppose this is with Mercury. Now, this is going to then become a very scientific kind of a conjunction, Ketu and Mercury. Now, what is going to happen with Ketu and Mercury? Your mind tend to infuse in that kind of a vibrations where you are constantly thinking in your own thoughts. There is a different world inside your mind, totally different world. Now, with that Ketu and Mercury, initially you might going to face that mental congestion and these kind of a things. But if you are actually inclining yourself with the energy of Ketu, or in which direction Ketu energy want to flow, if you are inclining your energy according to that energy, then Ketu have the capacity to give you, bless you with lot of positive results. This is also the planet of desires, hidden desires. Although many will say Rahu is desires and Ketu is your past life achievement, so Ketu have already achieved everything, so Ketu will not going to desire. No, Ketu is also going to have desires, but these are very hidden desires. Like, hidden mean to say these desires are going to be present inside you. For example, Ketu is in your 7th house of marriage. Now, I'm not saying like people who are having Ketu in the 7th, they are not desiring marriage or they are not interested in the marriage part. Yes, they are interested. But that is going to be somewhat hidden inside their core. That is not like any other person which is present outside. If Ketu is in the 8th house represents occult sciences, mysticism, studies of astrology, numerology, tantra gyan, even siddhis also. Ketu in the 8th house have capacity to bless native with lot of riddhi, siddhi, attainment of some supernatural powers also. But upfront it become difficult for these people to admit it. Like, yes, I'm deeply interested into that part. But their core desire, Ketu represents the like core desires of your human heart, like what you are desiring actually. That is the desire. Rahu is also desire that other people can also see inside you. But Ketu is that hidden desire, and that is also going to be present inside you. Also the manifestation part, I will tell you. And here manifestation mean to say by house activation. Like, for example, Ketu is posited in the Lagna, 1st house. Now, 1st house is the house of your physical body. If you are doing any physical and bodily movement, Ketu is then becoming highly activated in the Kundali. If Ketu is posited in the 3rd house of your siblings, any sort of communication with your siblings have the capacity to activate this graha. If it is in the 5th house is your bachelor's degree. That is also represents your romantic abilities. 5th house also represents your children. Now, if you are indulging in any of these sort of activities, Ketu is becoming fully activated. If Ketu is in the 7th house, that is your marriage, you are getting married and then you are fully activated in your life partner. Ketu in the 6th house, that is the house of your debt, taking loan, mortgage. That is the house of your disease also, 6th house, opposition also. Anytime you are dealing with that part, Ketu is activated. So that is the part I'm talking about, house activation. Ketu is in the 10th house of a career, you are going to a job, sitting up there, you are thinking about your career, planning something, Ketu is activated. Ketu in the 11th house, you are gaining money, what kind of thoughts you are receiving that time, what is your planning, preparation for next 5 years, 10 years. So that is Ketu. So Ketu in the 12th house, any kind of spiritual sadhanas that you are doing, yoga, meditation, have the capacity to activate the house or even the planet that is sitting in that house. This is a simple technique applicable to all the other planets also. If Venus is posited in some different house and you are doing like work related to that area, that means that house and planet is graha is activated in the Kundali. If right now I'm filming this video, I'm communicating, my Mercury is activated because I'm communicating, I'm sharing the wisdom, knowledge, Gyan, Brihaspati is also activated. So in that way, house and planets, they get activated. Now when Ketu get activated in the Kundali, I'm talking about major activation of the Ketu. First of all, how do you find like major activation of Ketu? Like, is there a way to find? Because if 3rd house not only represents siblings, that also represents your willpower, your courage, your enthusiasm, mass media, journalism, different sectors. 4th house Ketu, so 4th house represents mother. 4th house is the representation of your all the conveniences of your life, that is your happiness part, that is your home. So how to see like which aspect I'm talking about or which aspect to look forward. If for example you are a practicing astrologer, person will come to you, they are facing the problems with regards to Ketu in the 4th house. So you want to check like what kind of a major problems this person is facing. 4th house represents many things. Now you will not be able to go by one and cross check whether you are facing problems with mother or this thing, that part. You need to check its placement in the Navmash Kundali then, in the D9 chart. Look where Ketu is actually going, which planets Ketu are in conjunction with, and check the transition from D1 to D9 only. Like for example, Ketu is in conjunction with Jupiter and Moon in the D9 chart I'm talking about. Nabaj Kundli in the D9 chart, because that is also the manifestation form. D9 is the actual manifestation of how the your karmas are getting converted, or which karmas are more minutely getting affected. It's not like that if Ketu in the 4th house, so all the areas of 4th house are impacted. No. Yes, impact is going to be there 10%, 20%, 30%, but some areas are getting 90% or 100%. Now these 90 and 100% or the major impact of Ketu, you need to study from D9 chart. If for example Ketu is in conjunction with Jupiter and Moon, and in your D1 chart Jupiter is controlling your family house, 2nd house, and Moon is your mother, it means that severe amount of affliction is coming from family and from mother. Then you can check house placement also. If Moon is in the Lagna Kundli, D1 chart is connected with the 7th house or maybe 10th house, so in this way you can study. That shows the exact manifestation, and Ketu manifest in that way. This is the planet that matures last at the age of 48. Every planet matures around 42, 28, 32, 36 also. Ketu matures at last. So its karma unfoldment will take a lot of time. Many people, they are not married yet. And right now they are 42 years of age or near about. They have crossed the age of 40. Or maybe they initially get married at the age of 25 or 30 and then get divorced. And then for next 5-10 years they are totally single. Now when they approach 42 is the maturity of Rahu. So Rahu, if it is activated, then Ketu energy is also getting activated, because they are infused in one direction. Okay. Now at the age of 42, Rahu is going to give you new opportunity. Initial failures, I'm talking about initial failures of the life. I told you, planetary conjunction is going to create that sufferings in different variety of areas. Now suppose you want to improve that particular portion where Ketu is giving this sphere affliction. So Ketu is actually going to give you opportunity at the age of 42 and 48 as well. That is when the realization part is going to come, not only inside you, inside all those other peoples that have did something wrong towards you. So that is where that realization part of Ketu will come into your life. So Ketu is going to give you new chance, new opportunity to improve it. Even still, many people, they fail to improve during that time frame, but most of the time I have seen marriages after the age of 42 and 48, if that are happening, that have the capacity to sustain for longer durations of time. That is only possible because of its energy. Ketu is also the lower portion. Upper portion is Rahu. Your senses are governed by Rahu. And that is the reason why people call it as the planet of spirituality. Now Ketu is spirituality up to some extent, because this is co-ruling the sign of Scorpio. Now the sign of Scorpio is not only the realm of spirituality. Sign of Scorpio also represents some hidden desires, addictions, some sexual desires, or maybe any other mystical kind of things are seen through 8th house or the 8th energy. So if Ketu co-rules the same house, that is the Scorpion energy, so it's not only representing like Ketu is the planet that wants you to attain moksha or become spiritual person, or you are thinking, oh my goodness, my Ketu dasha is coming for next 7 years of my life and I'm going to become a yogi or a saint. No, it's not like that. You need to check into the zodiac sign placement of the Ketu. Sometimes Ketu is a very practical planet. I have seen people standing and running their businesses and gaining a lot of money in the 7 years of Ketu Mahadasha. Now if Ketu is the planet of spirituality, why these people are not becoming monks? Why these people are not going towards spirituality? You understand, Ketu is not full form of spirituality. That is, certain portion I understand is connected with spirituality. Spirituality simply means if I remove these 5 senses, then there is only one body which is left. That is also known as like you are in a unionship with that supreme or higher energy. Because of these senses, you will be able to see, touch, hear, everything is possible. That is giving you desires, you are communicating. But for example, if you are not using these senses, when you are having the lowermost portion left, that is Ketu. So Ketu have no capacity to perform any other activity than spirituality. But this have the capacity to mold itself according to the planet that is in conjunction with. And you not only check its conjunction in D1, do check its conjunction in the D9 chart. In this way, you will be able to understand in the more detailed manner with regards to Ketu. There is a very simple remedy. You can chant Om Ketave Nama. Om Ketave Nama. This is the simple mantra that you can chant on daily basis, early morning, empty stomach, 108 times. This mantra have the capacity to reduce its intensity. You see why Ketu is the representation of dogs also, pets also. We human beings are having engaged in such a way, we are having one mind. So we have the capacity to think for future or plan something for future, plan for our family. These dogs, cats, they are also headless. They are not planning for their 10-15 years. They are not planning in that way. That is the difference. That is why Ketu represents these animals. Many people that are actually going to have very strong Ketu, you will find if any person is keeping dog and cat in their home, so they are having a very strong Ketu. Even if they are very good going with dogs, they love for animals, so they are having a very positive Ketu. At the time, if you are like giving disrespect towards the animal kingdom also, Ketu is afflicted. Ketu also represents the very big mountains that are standing tall. Ketu also represents that nature, beauty, serene environment away from materialism world. If you are going on a yatra to Mount Kailash, that is Ketu. If you are going on some hilly area where there is nothing, that is actually Ketu. Ketu also represents the dryness part. So I'm talking about the dry, cold deserts are actually Ketu. If you visit to in the Himalayan mountain range, you can go to maybe Leh Ladakh or in the Mount Kailash or maybe in Himachal. There are beautiful places you can visit in the Kinnaur, in the Kinnaur district or maybe Laul Spiti. So that is like approximately above 12,000 feet above sea level. If you go, then you will experience that energy of Ketu. Because first of all, trees will start disappearing at certain heights. Then the little grass will also start disappearing at certain height. And then when you climb up, you will see only rock. That is stable rock without any motions, that is the Ketu. If you are going to climb a Mount Everest, for example, okay, suppose you with your friends, you have made up your mind like we are going to go to Mount Everest and we are going to climb it. Now when you go towards that, you will see environment, nature is changing. So then the mountains are coming above. If you specifically go 18,000 feet above, I know these things because I also love mountain climbing and these things. I have performed all that activities in my life. Going to mountains, hiking, I have enjoyed all these kind of things, trekking and these things. So when you go at above certain limit, okay, above 20,000 feet or 21,000, approximately 18,000 feet above, then you will mark one difference. There is nothing, only rocks that are, or maybe snow. There is no any other thing up there. No tree, no vegetation. Brihaspati is lost in heights actually. Jupiter, that is a Jeevkark Graha. So Jupiter is lost up there. There is only Ketu up there. And that is the reason why you put flag in the going up there in the Mount Everest. Why you put that flag up there? Why you are not doing on every day by after cooking the food? Okay, yes, I have prepared the I have cooked the food, now I'm going to put one flag up there. Why you are moving to certain heights in the mountains and then you are like keeping the flag up there? That is Ketu energy. Ketu represents the big sense of accomplishment of the life. Biggest accomplishment of your life is Ketu. If for example Ketu is in the 7th house of your marriage, marriage is the biggest accomplishment of your life, or biggest accomplishment factor wherever Ketu is posited. Ketu is in the 5th house, biggest accomplishment of your life is children, and that are not going to be obtained easily. Ketu in the 7th house, partner is not getting obtained very easily. Similarly, Ketu in the 5th, children are not going to be obtained very easily. Ketu in the 4th house, mother's love, affection, you will not be able to receive that part easily actually, because Ketu, I told you initially, this is going to give you suffering so that you can understand, you can realize that part, realize the importance of that thing, and then this will give you that part. So this is that biggest accomplishment. Biggest accomplishment is not possible without desires. Some sort of desires must need to be there, only then you will accomplish it. I hope you have gained some deep insights with regards to Ketu Graha in this video. Now if you are having any queries, any consultations, you can feel free to contact me at my email ID. I will try my best to respond you back as soon as possible. Till then, please subscribe my channel below. Make sure to hit the like button if you really enjoyed this video. And please don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. And you can please watch the planetary conjunctions video of Ketu with other planets. So till then, please take care of yourself, and Om Namah Shivaya.